I go. And I love this. Garrett he fucking wheels himself all the way across the street, and he just starts barreling towards the door, and he throws himself at the door, chat. Lifts himself out of the chair, fucking crashes through. He's like, I did it. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. But now, Chad, we're going to get into tonight's review. Now, Chad, I got a question for you. Typically, now, for these TV reviews, Chad, as you all know, I do these TV reviews where I review a single episode of television every single Saturday, and you can request these by submitting 1,000 biddies. If you submit 1,000 biddies, boom, you get to pick an episode of a television series, Chad, and I will review it at some point on a Saturday in the future. And I finally got to this one. Extreme Ghostbusters, Chad. It is the sequel series to the real Ghostbusters, a very popular animated program back in the day, Chad, back in what, the 80s? Late 80s? You know, when we had the Ghostbusters craze. Kind of talking now, before I ask you this big, important question. Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and ask you the important question right now, Chad. Typically, before I do these reviews, I like to ask you a very important question. That one being, Chad, how many of you have seen Extreme Ghostbusters, Chad? I'm very curious. I'm very curious about this. I have seen the series, but I did not watch it religiously. Yeah, only saw clips on YouTube, says Thunderling. So many MTV's Downtown Animated series would be great. Foxbro says, nada. So the gamer's low. Wait, is it animated? I'm not sure. I know if it exists. There you go. Maybe some people I don't even know it exists. It only lasted one season. 40 episodes season, though, series. Yes, but I remember nothing. It says, Night Brownie. Darkslayer only seen the intro of it. Katie, I have absolutely no idea what this is. I know the animated one exists. See, this is probably the reason why the show didn't last long. It got canceled because no one was watching it. That's one that I think Ghostbusters popularity started to wane pretty much. This came out, like 97? And it's been like a while since there was a movie. Does that make sense? Dax says the whole series. Yeah, that's what he's seen. Extreme Ghost, mean The Exorcist? Yeah. Oh. Dr. Angela's full-time. Yeah, I did leave my full-time job to do this for a living. That is true. That's what I've been doing, Josh. Great. Deadpool, good to see you. Deadpool, hope you had a fantastic time during the watch party today. It was a pleasure to have you there, my friend. Watching Justice League. Extreme Ghostbusters is from 97. Yeah, there you go. You nailed it. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. Boom. See, Deadpool knows what he's talking about. Jay knows what he's talking about. See, I even wore a shirt today in support of Deadpool because I know he know what he's talking about. This is good. Maybe a little bit, but I hardly remember. Damn it, Steve! It was a good series, kind of like Men in Black animated series. It's actually funny you mention that because they are connected in a way. I'll go over that in a bit. I actually learned something about the production company. It's like, oh shit, we'll get into it, chat. So many cheers leaving that job. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I left that in October. I was like, okay, I'm fucking done. I want to be happy. And I'm happy for the most part, chap. Today I'm just a little tired. I'm feeling it today, but I'm doing well. Yeah, like Rusty Big Guy, yeah. So, yes, chap, to say, I've watched a few episodes of the series way back in the day. It did last for one season, although it was a pretty long season, Chad. It had one season of 40 episodes, which is pretty goddamn good. Like, sometimes when you think of, like, one season of animated series, that's 13 episodes, that's 10 episodes, and then that's it, you're fucking over. This got 40 episodes. That's pretty robust for a single season. And you'll probably recognize, and again, it got syndicated, so it is in syndication, chat. So say, hey, good for them. It is a sequel series to The Real Ghostbusters, which came out in 1986 and ended in 1991. And this one this had 7 seasons and 140 episodes and 33 Slimer spinoff shorts. So that did very well for itself. And it is very much a sequel series to that original show, chat, The Real Ghostbusters, the one without the talking gorilla. All right. And the company that made it, chat, let me go ahead and it was, let's see here. Where's the company? Name. You've seen them before here. Let me go all the way down to let me give them the respect they do, because you've seen their animation before. They are called Adelaide Productions, chat. And they're the makers of the Men in Black series. They also did the Godzilla series, chat. They did a Roughnecks Starship Troopers animated series. I didn't even know that was a thing. They did Dragon Tales. Also, chat, they also did the Jackie Chan Adventures, which I think is a super underrated and underappreciated animated show. I love the Jackie Chan Adventures. That show was just so much goddamn fun. They also did the Batman. They did that like 2000s era, the Batman, not the Batman animated series Batman, but the Batman. That was also them. And I was looking it up, like what they've been doing. They did spectacular. They were also the studio behind the Spectacular Spider-Man, chat, which I think is one of the best animated Spider-Man series. I think it is the best animated Spider-Man series out there. So this company has produced a lot of great work over the years. They did Dilbert back in the day too. And apparently they've been dormant. It's fun. They're registered as both dormant and active, which is weird. But this is what it is. They're a support studio, chat. They're a support studio for Sony Pictures Animation. So think of them in a way like Raven Software for Activision, chat. Like Raven Software, they used to put out their own games, put out their own titles, but now they're just like a Call of Duty studio that just works on map packs. Like that's what kind of Adelaide is now, where they're a support studio for various Sony animated films, so such as Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, or the what was it? The Minions? Isn't it the Minions? That's also Sony too. So they do all that shit, chat. That's kind of like what their job. Which is too bad because they did some really good shows in the '90s and the 2000s. And it's kind of sad to see that they've just been relegated to a support studio. It's an undead animation studio. In a way, JT, yeah, it's undead. It's like it's living, but it's a shell of its former self. So at least those people getting paid. You got to get, I mean, I'm happy for them, chat. It's not like they're just like, all right, run defunct, you're all fucking fired. You still all have jobs, chat. They don't get to put their name on, something like, hey, this is our own thing. It's like, nah. You're one of these several other animation studios, and we give you all the fucking work to do. Like, it sucks. But I only watched a little bit of the original series, the real Ghostbusters, like a couple episodes. I remember the one, this is fucking weird. I remember one episode, chat, where they went inside I don't know what the device is called, but the ghost catching device. You can tell I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. But they went inside the Ghostbusters catching device. They went in there, and apparently inside that thing it's a Charles Dickens novel. It's a Charles Dickens novel, chat, where, like, seriously, like, A Christmas Carol lives inside there. I was like, this is fucking weird. I don't know if it was a Christmas special, but apparently, chat, in this, the ecto container, I don't know what the fuck it is, the ecto container, ectoplasmic container, chat, it's, like, apparently it's Great Britain. It's, like, late 19th century Great Britain, chat, and they experience the Christmas Carol, but they fuck up, the Ghostbusters fuck up, and they capture the ghosts, chat, the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and yet to come, future, and, capture them and prevents them from teaching Ebenezer Scrooge a lesson. And so they fuck it up. So the Ghostbusters have to teach Ebenezer Scrooge to not be such a fucking Scrooge all the time. I remember that episode. That's it. It's like, this is fucking weird. It's a ghost trap. Okay, it's just called the Ghost Trap Containment Center. All right, that was kind of close. Ghost Trap. I remember that one. And then the Extreme Ghostbusters, very little. I remember seeing occasionally a couple episodes. I remember one episode that Egon, he's like the only returning member. I mean, the others do return, but not until like the series finale, like in the last 2 episodes. I remember the original voice actors and everything. But I just remember like Egon Spengler coming back, and he was all like, all emaciated, like in a wheelchair. I guess that was just a one-off because I'm watching him here in this new series, and he's kind of normal. He just has a fucking ponytail now. He's a little fat. That's the only big difference with Egon. But so I know very little about this series. He has a revolving cast of people, which you've heard. Maurice LaMarche is the voice of Egon, who he voiced Egon in the original animated Ghostbusters series, Real Ghostbusters. So you have a lot of returning people. Billy West is here, Chad. He plays Slimer. Slimer returned. The animation style kind of had, it was a little more, I don't want to say rough, but it was not as something like smooth. A lot of spiky, like jutting angles, as opposed to like the original Ghostbusters series, which I would describe as like, oh, it's kind of like, it's softly drawn. This one's like, yeah, because it was like attitude. It was the, it was the late 90s, chat, so we were into the big punk goth kind of crazy. You have like a punk character and you have a goth character who are part of the new Ghostbusters, the Extreme in the name, the Extreme Ghostbusters, like a big fucking X, chat. Like that's the audience he was going for, which makes sense. Hey, You're trying to appeal to a new audience, Chad. They're trying to do Ghostbusters for a new generation. Because that's the thing. I should probably say this right now. Preference this. Have I done I don't know if I've even done a Ghostbusters review like the original movie. I have to look into that. I don't think, maybe I haven't. I don't recall. I really enjoyed the original Ghostbusters, Chad, but I wouldn't say I'm like a Ghostbusters like fan. Like, I didn't grow up watching the show. I didn't grow up wanting to be a Ghostbusters or get my own like proton pack or anything. Like, that was not me. I really enjoyed the movie. Like, hey, it's like a high full price film. It's great. You know, full price, right around there. It's great. The cast is wonderful. Bill Murray kills it. Harold Ramis kills it. Dan Aykroyd kills it. You know, Ernie Hudson, he's there. I feel like Ernie Hudson is he came in so late to the movie, we don't really have anything for you to do, which is too bad because he deserved more. So apparently, chat, that role was originally going to go to Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy went, fuck this, I don't get to do anything in the movie. But I don't blame Ernie Hudson. It's an underwritten role. And of course, he had Rick Moranis, chat, and Sigourney Weaver, and a number of other characters in there too. It's a fun film, like high full price for me. And then, like, I saw the sequel. I didn't care for the sequel at all. It's like I don't know, high rental, I guess. You know, it's very much the Coming to America, to Ghostbusters. Shit. It's just like, it exists. It's there. It's not bad. There's some fun scenes, but it didn't need to happen. And then, the animated show, which I occasionally watch, but only sporadically. And I saw the 2016 film. I didn't like it. Not because it had I just thought because it was bad. It's poorly written. And but I am interested in this new Ghostbusters movie that apparently has been delayed all these times because of COVID. It looks interesting, like it's the next generation. You got Harold Ramis' little granddaughter, Egon's granddaughter. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool. I like this concept, but we haven't seen it yet. So we'll see. Yeah, Jason Reitman's Ghostbusters, as it's being called. But I would never say I'm I'm a huge Ghostbusters. I'm not. I like the first movie, and that's really about it. And so I'm approaching this chaff as I don't have the fan rose-tinted goggles on or nothing like that. Like, I'm just reviewing this as is, okay? So before any Ghostbusters fans come down on me, don't hurt me, please. No, I don't hate this episode. It's fine. It's fine, Chad. But we should set the world. Let's turn the clocks back a bit, Chad, okay? So the Ghostbusters in this animated world, chat, they were big in the fucking 80s and early 90s. They were busting all those ghosts, and it made them feel so good. The people of New York loved them, chat, but all these goddamn greedy fucking politicians, they hated them. They hated them, and they discredited them, chat. And then the Ghostbusters, Egon and the other ones, I don't know the other ones' names. Venkman's one of them, chat. The Ernie Hudson, he was one. And then there was another guy. And they all hated each other eventually, and they all went their separate ways. Spengler, he spends his goddamn days living at the firehouse still, chap. And he teaches at a college. It's kind of where everyone else is at. They're not on good terms anymore, Chad. The city has forgotten about the Ghostbusters and has no respect for them, Chad. They see him in the street, patooey. They would spit on them. They would spit on poor Dr. Spengler, Chad. And he doesn't deserve that, okay? He's a goddamn hero. But the episode opens up. And we see these New York construction workers, Chet. They're currently building a new subway tunnel, Chet. And the mayor said, this subway tunnel needs to be built today. You need to clear out all this debris because my election campaign is this year, and I need to keep this fucking promise. So I'm forcing extra manual labor upon all of you. And it's like, if I was one of these guys, I'd be like, fuck him, I ain't voting for him. And I get all the unions, all the labor unions to go against the mayor when he sings his campaign. But apparently, chat, they're not going to do that. Because that'd be just too goddamn real, chat. It's about busting ghosts, after all. And so we have this one guy, chat. He's sticking his fucking jackhammer, and he breaks through. He's like, hey, guys, we cleared the debris. It looks like there's a big cave in here. And they look in their, chat, and there's a bunch of dead people. There's a bunch of, mummified people. Why is there a goddamn, Egyptian-like antechamber inside of a New York City subway? Is this a Native American burial ground? Maybe it was a Native American burial ground, chat. I don't fucking know. They're not being very specific. And they're all looking at it and goes, oh, that's fucking weird. And all this stinky stuff starts coming out. All this smelling like sulfur, smelling like bad eggs, like rotten eggs. And one of the jabronis says, this guy, he has good survival instinct. He said, yeah, it looks fucking bad in there. We should just seal this up. And the one guy who made the hole said, you want me to fucking seal the hole? What, are you kidding me? It's election year for the mayor. If he said that we don't get this fucking tunnel built, then it's our asses. What the hell does that mean? I mean, fuck him, fuck the mayor. What's he gonna do, take your fucking salaries away? But apparently, chat, all this goddamn racket bothers the ghost that lives inside. And you know what the ghost is, Chad? It's a hentai ghost. I knew it. And it's this very skeletal, emaciated looking woman, Chad. And her fingers, Chad, are these giant snake heads that come out. She's like Medusa, except if all of her fingers were like super thick, girthy sausages. And they had like these snakes, but their tons are covered in teeth. And so her whole thing is, chat, is what she does. She wants to spread her STD disease all across the world. That's what she wants to do. Go up. Thank you so much. Chaos show sounds nuts. It's pretty nuts so far. It's pretty creepy. It's like, oh shit, a lot of possession, there's STD. She's an STD demon, basically, chat. Yeah, she's Medusa-kun. She's like hentai Medusa, chat. But if she bites you, you don't turn to stone. You just get an STD. She's like a hentai STD Medusa. And it's like, it's not good. And so she launches her STD snake sausage fingers at these guys, and they go inside their mouths, and they start pumping them with STD, which I'm like, that does not sound good. I want to be pumped filled with STD, and they're like, oh, my tummy. And their tummies are all filled with hentai STD shit, which is not good. And then she flies out. And then it's like, that's probably bad. Because she wants to spread her seed all around the world. And then we get the, who you gonna call? They have the new, like, opening theme. It's not the same. It's like, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! They don't have Ghostbusters yet. It's just, who you gonna call? Bum, 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 bum. Who you gonna call? Bum, 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 bum. Who you gonna call? That's all it is, Chad, because it's extreme. It's extreme, of course. And eventually, Chad, when you see all the creepy fucking... These ghost designs are fucking horrifying, by the way. They're very, very scary. They're very, very scary. So, yeah, that's how it looks, Casfay. You nailed it. That's the ghost. That's the ghost, except she has, like, luxurious long hair, but then her hands are like hentai. That's very true. And so then, Chad, we go, who you gonna call? Apparently, Chad, we're gonna call the university, Chad, the, NYU. New York City University or whatever. And we see, Chad, we're in this big fucking lecture hall, right? And we have these two guys walking, and one guy, his name is Eduardo, Chad. He is the Latino character of the show. Very diverse cast of people, I will say that. A very diverse cast, although he's kind of like the asshole of the group. And he's taking this new ectoplasmic ghost. He's taking a ghost class. Chad. He's trying to get an easy A. He's walking down the lecture hall, Chad. He's got his buddy, or I guess, classmate, Garrett, Chad, who is a paraplegic. I thought this was interesting, Chad. This show's kind of at this time. It's like, hey, we're gonna have a Ghostbuster who, is paralyzed, but that's okay because he's a fucking Ghostbuster. That it's fine. It works. I like that, Chad. Like they have a multi-ethnic cast. They got they have a black man. They have a Latino. They have a paraplegic, and they have a goth girl. They have a sexy goth girl, Chad. As you know. And so we're introduced to Garrett, and he's like all in extreme, like, sports, Chad. Even though he's in a wheelchair, hey, just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't mean I can't do sports. And he's a badass in the fucking wheelchair, Chad. He's eating these protein bars. He's constantly fucking working out and pumping iron all goddamn day. He's like, whoa! He's always spinning around because it's extreme, Chad. He's in extreme sports. Get it? Because it's extreme Ghostbusters. And he fucking launches himself down all the way down to the lecture hall, Chad, parks himself right there. But Eduardo, he's being a cool kid, so he's like, whatever, man, I don't fucking care. Go on! Thank you for the 100 base. Wheelchair hentai. Woo, yes! Well, no, the hentai's not connected to him. Not yet. It soon will be, though. We shall see. Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe it's an episode 2. But Eduardo, he sits down next to this goth girl, Chad, and the goth girl, Chad, she's obsessed with ghosts, okay? She loves those goddamn ghosts, and her name is, what's her name, Chad? She deserves, Kylie. Her name is Kylie, and she takes this class very fucking serious. Also, by the way, fun fact, the guy that voices Garrett, Chad, it's fucking Max from Goof Troop. It's Jason Marsden, Chad. You've seen him before. You've heard him before at the very least. He's been doing voice animation for nearly 40 years. It's like, how old is this man, Chad? Apparently he's 75 years old. Jason Marsden, Chad. He is 75 years old, and he sounds exactly the same. It's fucking nuts. Like, I can't believe it. It's like he just maintains that same voice. But, he plays Garrett. You got Eduardo. Eduardo's sitting right next to Kylie, and he's trying to, be all hitting on her and everything. He's like, hey, how you doing, girl? He's like, I'm doing okay. She's reading her fucking ghost books. Leave her alone. She takes this shit seriously, okay? And, He's like, well, you take this stuff really seriously? We're like, I mean, this is an easy A. Come on, that's why I took this class. It's an elective. And we see all the books that she has, shit, all written by, Dr. Spengler, and also Dan Aykroyd's character. He has a book, and some other, Ernie Hudson says, this shit's crazy. That's his book, chat. And so, apparently, she does take all this stuff very seriously, Chad. She looks up and is like, you don't take this. You don't believe in ghosts. He's like, no, I don't believe in fucking ghosts. Ghosts aren't real. Little does he know, Chad. There's a hentai STD Medusa demon ghost on the loose. And he'll wish he believed, Chad. He'll wish he believed because he'd be more prepared when he eventually faced her. And then we get another character, Chad. Roland, he comes in, and Roland, he's the square of the group, Chad. He's a nerd. It's funny because I love how this starts out. Because they ask him a question. It's like, because they're talking, she's reading this book, ectoplasmic projection. And, you have Eduardo going, hey, Roland, you reading that? You seen that ectoplasmic projection? And Roland goes, just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm into the rap music, which I thought was fucking hilarious. I was like, yes, that's true, Roland. That is true. He was very offended. And he's like, no, you idiot, no. I'm not being racist. And he's like, that's one of the books we have to read. He's like, oh, of course, yes. And then Garrett said, hey, nice one. And fucking Eduardo is such a piece of shit. And, because he's like, oh, you really put your foot in your mouth on that one, Eduardo. And it's like, well, at least I have a foot that works. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. What is this show? He's bullying everybody. He's bullying the paraplegic kid. I think Garrett's like, the fuck, man? He's like, I'm sorry. It's what I do. It's what I do. So it's like, okay. And then the person who fucking walks in next, Chad? Goddamn Dr. Egon Spengler, Chad. He's older, he's fatter, and he's got a ponytail now. And he walks in, and everyone, Kylie, she's like, oh my God, it's Egon. She's like, might as well be Janine, Chad. Jesus Christ, girl, just take it easy, okay? She's got the vapor. She's like, and as soon as she sees him, he walks in, and he's like, wow, we have a total of 4 people. That's twice as much as last semester. And they're like, oh, this is a big class for you, huh? Dr. Spengler's like, hell yeah, it is. But, yeah, they have one more student. They have one more student who enters the class. You know who it fucking is? I just mentioned him. Janine. Why Janine, apparently, chat? She's like, well, I came back. I want to get my fucking bachelor's degree. She was the receptionist, shit. She was the receptionist in Ghostbusters 1 and 2. She was lusting after Dr. Spengler throughout all those movies, shit. Maybe is his wife later on, shit. For all I know. But he's like, Janine, what are you doing here? And she's like, oh, I came back to finish my education, which is fucking bullshit, chat. She came back there because she is still stalking and lusting after Dr. Spengler. She wants that Egon D, Chet, and she's gonna trap it as quickly as she possibly can. And the kids are like looking at her like, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be here. It's like, it's bullshit. Go on, think of the 200 minis. She wants to stroke Egon's ego, goddamn right. She wants to stroke something, no doubt about it. Ghosts aren't real, meets Summer 5 minutes later. Wow, JT, did you watch this episode 2? That's exactly what happens. That's amazing. Thank you, Cuckoo, again for the 200 biddies. And so Janine's just there, and then fucking Kylie, she knows all about the Ghostbusters. She's obsessed with them. Garrett, he's like, I want to kick some ghost butt. That's what I want to do. And, Kylie, she's fangirling out. Roland's just confused, and Eduardo's like, whatever, I'm just going to go to sleep. And so, Dr. Egon, he teaches the class. Janine's just constantly fucking lusting after him and everything, chat. But then we cut back to the firehouse. Cut back to the firehouse. And who do we see, chat? Slimer. Slimer's there, and he's stuffing himself with cake and pizza. He's having a goddamn good day. He's living his fucking life, chat. But oh no! The ghost detector alarm is going off for some reason. He fucking freaks out. He's like, holy shit. We haven't had a ghost sighting with the exception of me in like over a decade. This is some serious goddamn business. And he's panicking. And he sees where it is. And so he's got to go down to the school and get Egon. And so he rushes to the fucking school, chat, right? And so he flies down there, and, Egon, he's just droning on and on and on. And, Kylie's upset, just lusting after him as much as Jean. Like, those two ladies are just thirsting after that Egon, chat. It's crazy. Garrett, he just wants to beat ghost butt. Eduardo's asleep, and Roland, he's just sitting there confused. He's like, I don't understand what's going on. And then, Chad, boom, the door fucking crashes open, and who do we see? Slimer. And, Egon turns around. He's like, Slimer, what are you doing here, buddy? And Slimer goes, blah, blah, blah. He just says nonsense, and he can just, it's like Luke of R2-D2. It's like, you can understand all those beeps and bops and boops. Apparently, he can understand all those blah, 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 all that shit. And apparently he's like, what do you mean? Oh, the alarm's going off at the firehouse? And Slimer's like, oh, well, we gotta go ahead and catch that ghost. We gotta bust that ghost. Slimer's like, I ain't busting no goddamn ghost. And he immediately goes towards one of the students' chat and lands in the lap of Eduardo, who is like, why am I suddenly wet? Did I just have a wet dream? He goes, oh! And Slimer just goes, just licks his fucking face, coating him in mucus and ectoplasm. And Eduardo's like, ah! He just starts screaming while Kylie's just like, that is so fucking cool. And Garrett's like, yeah, let's fucking bust this ghost. And he tries to beat the shit out of Slimer, Chad. It's like, what are you doing, Garrett? But then Janine calls him off. Janine's like, no, this is Slimer. He's a good ghost. He's been helping, which is bullshit. Slimer's always an asshole, Chad. In the first movie, he was an asshole. He's haunting that fucking hotel. And so at this point, Egon's like, well, I got to go back to the firehouse field trip. We're having a field trip the first day. Help me carry all my stuff out. So they carry all the stuff out, Chad. They all pile into the goddamn car, and they drive to the firehouse. Now, the thing is, though, as Slimer, he's a nervous driver, chat, so he has to sit on someone's lap, so he chooses, like, his favorite person is Eduardo now, okay, because he claimed him, chat. He splooged all over him, and so that's the spot he wants to be in. And when the car finally stops moving, chat, Slimer then vomits, as he typically does, chat, on Eduardo. I was like, why me? Why me? Because he likes you. He likes you. He's coating you in his ectoplasm. He wants to make you like him. And they was like, what does that mean? I'd be like, what does that mean? Is my going to transform into an abomination slime ghost? I would want to know. But they all got out of the car. The thing is, though, chat, Egon, even though he's a fucking genius, chat, he's very forgetful. He's like, I left my keys at the office. And Garrett says, oh, fucking back up. Here I go. And I love this. Garrett he fucking wheels himself all the way across the street, and he just starts barreling towards the door, and he throws himself at the door, chat. Lifts himself out of the chair, fucking crashes through. He's like, I did it. It's like, what the fuck is happening? This paraplegic man, this paralyzed man, just threw himself at a door and crashed through it. He's like, nailed it, guys. Can you help me up? And they help him up. And this is a it's all nostalgia. Because we see all the proton packs. We see all the original uniforms of all this. Like kind of like the Batcave. I imagine this is like the Batcave scenario for Ghostbusters fans. We see all the uniforms of all the other characters. They're all dusty. You see the Ecto-1. You see the car. And Spengler at this point, he's just like, I need to find out what this ghost, is. And we see the... What is it? What the fuck is it, chat? Oh, they have this ghost, not tracker, but this ghost, like trap where it attracts. It's a ghost attractor. So what you activate a chat, and it attracts ghosts in your area to come and find you. That's what they do. They just can't resist the sound that it makes, right? And Kylie sees this, and she's like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" And she's like, don't touch it. We want to bring the ghost here yet." She goes, I understand, Dr. Spengler. It's just that I lost my Nana Rosie. She died like a year ago, and she was really into the spirits and ghosts. And I just want to talk to her again because I'm very lonely. I'm a very lonely goth girl. He's like, I understand that. I understand that, but you can't be trying to get Nana Rosie right now, all right? We got to find this goddamn hentai STD demon. That's what we got to do right now. And so... And Janine, she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're going to go out by yourself? What is the #1 rule of busting ghosts, Egon? You never go by yourself. We got to call the boys. And Egon's like, listen, I haven't talked to them in 10 years, all right? They don't want to see me. They don't even see each other. We fucking hate each other now, Janine. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I got to do this by myself. He's like, well, I want to help you, okay? And he's like, well, if you want to help, all right. But kids... All right, thank you for bringing me here. I showed you all this stuff. I'll see you tomorrow at class 10 a.m. Class dismissed. And they're going, Dr. Egon, we want to help you. We want to help you busting ghosts. And, except Eduardo's like, I want to bust no ghosts. Yes, you do. Busting will make you feel good, Eduardo. Believe me. And, Roland and Kylie and Garrett, they all want to help except Eduardo. He's like, I'm leaving. He leaves. And they're like, no, this is too dangerous. You don't have the proper training. I would definitely be fired. There's no question. And so he sends them all out. But before they all leave, check Kylie, she steals the ghost attractor. It's like, no, you shouldn't do that. And so she leaves. And then She goes back home, chat. She's gonna activate the ghost track. But meanwhile, we cut to Central Park, chat, where we see a fucking bum. We see a bum, chat. He's just got done drinking some whiskey. He's like, I'm gonna find a comfortable bench to sleep on and hopefully vomit. Turn my head occasionally to vomit all the whiskey out of my tummy. But then, chat, you know what we see? The fucking Medusa hentai witch. She's flying around. What she needs, she has a host. She needs a host body so she can start spreading her STD fluids everywhere, right? And so she sees this bum, and she's like, perfect. And she goes down on him. He's like, ah! And she lifts him up in the air, chat, and he just starts fucking flailing, starts slapping her in the face. She's like, okay, this is too much. And she just throws him back in the ground, chat. Boom! Hits the goddamn ground, explodes like a hot water balloon hitting cement. He's dead. Not doing good. But she's like, I gotta find me a host so I can start spreading my disease. Eventually, chat, we cut back to Kylie. She's at home in her apartment, chat. And she got a little kitty cat. Kitty cat spooks. She goes, no, pagan. So don't do that. That's a beautiful name for a cat. She call him a pagan because she's all in the Wiccan stuff and the ghost stuff. And it's like, oh, that's so. Of course, a goth girl would have a kitty cat named Pagan. That's perfect. And she goes, I just want to talk to my grandma. She's the only one that ever understood me. She goes, boop. She hits the button on the ghost attractor, chat. Man, STD witch demon. She's like, I see that there is an impressionable young goth girl who needs a motherly figure to talk to. I'm going to possess that bitch. And so she goes to her house, chat, and then she takes on the form of Nana Rosie. And, you know, Kylie, she's like, oh, Nana, it's so good to see you. I've missed you. I'm so sad when you died. She's like, oh, come here, Kylie. Let me hug you. And she's like, okay. And she goes over to Chad, and she's like, oh, I miss you so much. I have so many questions. She's like, I know you do. I know. But first, I need to put my STD in you. And she's like, ah! And she fucking screams. And then, Chad. The giant sausage snake fingers start biting, chat. They started biting, and slowly, chat, the evil witch STD demon is absorbed into the body of Kylie. I'm serious, chat. She just fucking screams. She goes, ah! She screams in the night, chat. Because you would scream too if you're being possessed by, you know, a witch STD demon. Don't say you would like, oh, I'll take it like a man, you know, no, or a woman. No, you're gonna scream. I don't care who the fuck you are. You're gonna scream your ass off. I would do that, chat. Like, no, I'd be terrified. And eventually, you know, Dr. Spengler, he's out on patrol, chat. He's got his little EDD detector. Also, he visits the mayor because the mayor, they're gonna open the subway tunnel at this point. And they're having like a special presentation. The mayor's like, I just want to thank everyone for working on this here tunnel. I keep my promises. And Dr. Spengler goes there. He's like, Mr. Mayor, you got to seal this fucking tunnel. There's ghost shit in there. There's all sorts of bad juju. And he's like, fuck you, Egon Spengler. People are like, who is this man, Mr. Mayor? And he's like, no, this is Egon Spengler. He was one of those charlatans of the Ghostbusters who were operating around here 10 years ago. All right? But he believes in ghosts, and it's complete and utter nonsense. There's no STD witch demons here. And he's like, Mr. Mayor, you need to listen to me. All of New York could be in danger. You know, this is a threat of biblical proportions. He's like, poppycock. And he leaves. And Janine's there. She tries to stroke his ego. Chad will help him with his ego. He's not stroking his dick. But it's like, I'm sorry, Egon. It's like, I just got to do this. I got to do it for the Ghostbusters name, the honor of what it means to be a Ghostbuster. And so he leaves, Chad. He's like, fuck it, I'll just track down the ghost myself. And so he tracks it down, chat, to like a series of apartments. He goes there, parks the fucking Ecto one. He goes out alone, and he sees that the readings are coming from this very creepy, very moist alleyway. And he goes down the very moist alleyway, chat. And who does he see, chat? Just stand there, just sees Kylie. He's like, Kylie, what are you doing in this very moist alleyway? And she says, Dr. Spengler, I'm sorry. I just need you. I just need you so bad. He's like, listen, I appreciate the compliment, of course. You know, it's very kind of you, but teacher-student relationships, those are looked down upon, and, you know, I'm just not, you're my student, and I won't take advantage of the situation. She goes, I need you. He goes, Kylie, and she pops up, Chad. She transforms then into the STD witch demon. He's like, whoa, and he fucking trips over himself, trying to escape. And she's like nibbling at his tuchus, like nibbling, trying to get those pants off and chat, because she must spread her seed. And he's like, no! And he fucking fumbles over, chat, knocks himself out, because he's panicking. But then, the STD demon's like on him, Chad, about to insert her seed inside of him, but then she stops. She goes, no, because Kylie is still there, Chad. Kylie's still there, and she does not want to do what the evil STD witch demon wants to do. And so she transforms back into Kylie, but she's going back and forth occasionally. And the witch demon, sadly, though, Chad, does regain control of Kylie. All right? She's still playing it's kind of like Venom. It's kind of like Venom in a way, right? Takes control, and she goes, I must spread my disease. And she takes her weird sausage snake-like finger, her girthy finger, and places it. She doesn't rape Egon. I guess he kind of does. Places it upon Egon's face. She goes, and he goes, oh, and he starts getting all these gross little crusty boils and sickness. She starts drooling. Oh, it's horrible. And eventually, we come back. We go back to university. It's the next morning. Egon's not there. Janine's comes in there, and he doesn't see Kylie. He's like, have you guys seen Kylie or Egon? And they're like, no, we got to go to the firehouse and make sure he's okay. Maybe we'll check on Kylie later. And so then, Chad, they go to the firehouse, and they see Egon. He's in the back, and he's working diligently. And they're like, Egon, why weren't you at class today? He's like, there's a reason. And he turns around, Chad, and he's all, oh my God, he has all the STDs. All the STDs are on his face, Chad. He got all of them. I'm not saying one. No, he got all of them, Chad. He got the herpes, he got the gonorrhea, he got the clap, he got all the above. Yeah, see on the list they give you, like if you actually have an STD, it's like which one of these do you have, so you can prescribe the right medication for you. And he's like, all of them. He's got all of them, so it's not good. It's not good. And he's like, Kylie apparently she stole the ghost Attractor beacon. And trying to contact her dead Nana Rosie, right? And they summoned the witch STD demon. Very powerful ghost. Didn't think we have to encounter one of these again. And use her as a host, and I fucking she got me, and I'm dying. I'm dying via the STDs. And fucking Janine's like, oh no, Egon. And she starts rubbing his face with her bare hand and going, oh my boy. It's like, don't touch your face. Well, she has the STDs now, Chad. It's like, that's not good. That is not good. Oh, but and so at this point, he's like, I must find a cure, and I must free Kylie. She is my student. It's my obligation. And he tries to get up, but he falls down because he doesn't have the strength. And at this point, the students are like, well, we want to help you. We want to help you, Egon. We want to be Ghostbusters, okay? We want to help Kylie. She believes in this, and we believe in her. So let's be Ghostbusters. So, Garrett's on board along with Roland, but the one who's not on board is Eduardo. He's like, fuck that bullshit. I'm not going to risk my goddamn life, okay, for some goth girl and some old loser who thinks ghosts are real. It's like, you literally just had slime or splooge in your lap the other day. And he walks out, He walks out. He's just going to go to check out a movie film. And at this point, Eduardo's like, listen, kids, I appreciate what you're going to have to do, but you need the proper training. It's like, there's no time for training, Teach. We gotta bust some ghosts. And busting makes us feel good. And that, my friends, is Extreme Ghostbusters Episode 1. What's going to happen to Kylie? Does Janine also have the STD demon disease? Is Egon going to live? All right, is Eduardo going to go see a good movie? I don't know these things. Shep, but maybe someday we'll find out. Shep, if I ever do part 2 to get the questions answered, Chap. But that is my review. My scene by scene breakdown, Chap, for Extreme Ghostbusters Episode 1. Bust some STDs, and it makes us feel so good. Oh, Hot Drips, only going to say this once. I hope you have a great Saturday and a fantastic Sunday. I'll be a fucking piss. This upcoming week better be the best week you've ever had, or I'll come back here and I wish it gets better. You understand me? I'll come back here with fury, hoping your weekends and complete happiness. Don't make me come back here or I'll be pissed. Okay. Okay, Hot Drips. Have a great evening. Thank you for stopping with the stream. This is getting added to the tune poll, right? Did you like this? Did you like this episode, Nine Brownie? Busted challenge. That was an interesting episode. That's what happened. Chat, am I wrong? Am I wrong? For those who've also saw this series, am I wrong? Is that not what happens in this series? I ask you. We just got to tune in next time and find out. That's right. Oh, Kissy, that was awesome. Thank you. Hashtag bust them SADs. We got to do it. Devil's Hand with a big booty butt. Welcome. Hello. Thank you so much. Devil's Hand, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well. Not wrong. Nailed it. JT knows he's a Ghostbusters fan. He watched this show. I am not wrong. I told you, chat, I'm always honest with you. Honesty is the best policy. That's what I keep saying to you every goddamn day. Yeah, it's Anthem. What is up with you, it's Anthem? Hope you're having a nice evening. Just got done with my Extreme Ghostbusters Episode 1 spoiler review. We will be moving on to some gameplay. We're going to play some Dead by Daylight. Maybe do that for like an hour. And then we'll do like an hour or so of Overwatch, chat. A game I have not played in quite some time. At least a year and a half, if not longer, Jeff, not longer. Did anyone mention the Zone 10 hentai on Extreme Ghostbusters? What? I didn't mention hentai in this episode, no doubt about it. But chat, I'm just going to take a quick break and refresh my beverage. I'm going to be right back. In the meantime, you entertain yourselves amongst yourselves and stick around, my friends.